Joanne would sit and sew, and I have something I want to share with you today. I have ventured into a little charity project that I'm really happy with. It's near and dear to my heart. This is Beads of Courage. Beads of Courage goes to children who are critically ill, who reach a milestone in their recovery or treatment or whatever they're doing, and they get these beautiful beads through the hospital plan or program. And they go in these wonderful bags that we're going to make today. So you get a card with it where you can put your name and the city you live in and this tag that you sew onto the front. So we're going to get started with the construction of a bag, but I really want to mention first that this bag the pattern is compliments of Betty Hammock out of Sulphur Springs, Texas. She designed this and did a fabulous job in doing so. And they're super easy to put together, but sometimes you just need a little demonstration on how to do things, and it makes it all that much better. All right, so here we go. We have our 4 pieces of fabric. You have your outside bag and the inside of your bag, which is referred to as the lining. I picked purple, so this one will obviously go to a little girl. The first thing you need to do is cut these to size. These are 9 by 12 pieces. Each one is 9 by 12. There's no batting or anything like that to go with it. I picked my matching thread to go with it as well. I'm going to be using a dark purple on the top, and I'm using a lavender on the bottom because I just want to give it some contrast. So the first thing we're going to do is apply our little label so that the child gets it, or whoever, they know this is a bag with beads in it, and it's the Beads of Courage. So we're going to attach that. You can put it in the center, on the corner, it's however you want to do it. So here we go. Just bear with me. And I'm just simply stitching around this to secure it all the way. And I'm going to lock my stitch in when I get to the end because I don't want it to pull out. There we go. We'll clip our strings. And we've attached the label. So the first thing we're going to do, or the next thing, we're going to put it together. I'm not one who pins, so I'm not going to pin. I prefer using a 1/4 inch. You can use a 1/2 inch or whatever you desire. We've locked that stitch in. And we're going to go all the way down both sides. And we're going to do it again on this side, making sure your raw edges are together. Thread. Then we're going to take our lining and do the very same thing. We're going to put your fabric face to face or right side to right side, line it up, making sure you're even all the way around, and then you're going to stitch this one again all the way down. Our thread. Just a real good little press. And it's really important that you do this step. You'll realize that later on when you're running the ribbon through. And you want to do a little more than finger press. Finger press isn't going to hold it as securely as you want it. Do a little finger press just to get it open. Once you make one, you'll be able to make dozens of them, and they're for such a good reason. Okay, we have all our seams pressed now, so we're going back to the sewing machine. We're going to turn our lining right side out, and we're going to place it inside of the outside with the right side spacing together. Match your seams up. And it's important to use the same width seam on both pieces so that you don't have any gaps. So at this point, you're going to take your tray off. You're going to make sure those seams stay closed, or open rather, laying flat. And you're going to stitch this all the way around. I'm going to slow down here because I want to make sure that seam is open. There again, it's really important that it is. I'm just going to overlap it a little bit just for good measure. So at this point, I'm going to open it back up where all I see are the wrong sides, and it's a tube. See? Nice big tube. So now we're going back to the ironing board. We are going to press this seam toward the lining. See how pretty my seams line up? Okay. Now that we've got that done, we're going to turn it again. But we're going to stay near the ironing board because we're going to press it one more time. We're going to pull the outside out so that it's starting to take shape now. See your label? Now I'm simply going to press the top of this so I get a nice crease in it. And I'm just making sure that it's fitting properly the way it needs to. Nice and pressed. One good press all over. Now this is a good time if you wanted to use decorative stitches on your machine. This would be a good time to do it. I'm simply going to do a straight stitch using a 1/4 inch, and I always start at a seam. So here we go. So now I'm going to change feet on my machine. I'm going to put a regular foot on. Alright. And our instructions tell us to go down 2 inches. Well, I know where 2 inches is on my machine. If I stop right here, that's going to be a good 2 inches. So we're going to do one straight seam all the way around at 2 inches. When you get to your side seam, go over your side seam and then back stitch. This one's doing it super slow for us. You only have to do that about a 1/4 inch. But I do it a couple times just for good measure. Continue going. Here we are at another seam. You're just giving it, you're locking it in so when the child pulls the ribbon, it doesn't tear the fabric. cut any threads. Continue to leave it under your needle, and we're going to do that one more time. We're going to leave a good 1/2 inch, and I am going to move my needle over a little bit so I have the width of my presser foot. And I'm going to back tack again, and we're going to go all the way around. And remember, at the side seams you're going to double stitch or back tack several times just to secure that fabric. Cut your thread. So now you've got that all done. So my next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and close the end up. Then we'll put a ribbon in. What I like to do is go ahead and do one straight seam all the way across, and I use the width of my presser foot. And then I'll take it to my serger and I'll serge the bottom. And if you don't have a serger, you can simply do an overlock stitch or a zigzag. Anything like that will work just fine. So now you've got your bag. You're going to go into this seam right here where you did all that bar tack or back stitching, whatever you want to call it. And you're going to open this seam up. You're not going all the way through. See the purple? You want to see that. You're going to do that on both sides. Be very careful doing this so that you don't rip the fabric. Okay? Once you have that open, you're going to take a safety pin and you're going to attach it to your ribbon. And you're going to run that ribbon. You'll start here and go all the way around and come out where you started. You have your ribbon that you've already put in coming out this way. Now you want this ribbon to come out on this side. So you start opposite of where you have that ribbon in. So we're just going to feed it in, and we're going to go past where this ribbon comes out. All right, we're almost at the end. Pull that one through. You can take the pin off. And I generally just line up my ribbons. Pull it. Tie a knot in them. I don't recommend tying a bead onto the end because it could go to a small child and you don't want that to be a problem for a little one. Clip those off and you've made a bag. Open it up, close it up. How cool is that? And how cool is it to give back to someone in need? These beads are so important to the children that receive them. I know personally how important it is because my granddaughter got them. And she's doing great, by the way. But these mean so much to these children and to the families that receive them. So please, I encourage you to jump in on this and let's all do some beads of courage. We're doing them in my shop because we just feel like it's just a really important charity to give to, and it just makes you feel good and you know that you're helping someone along the way. So that's it from Sit and Sew. I hope you enjoyed this video.